Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the academic procession. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem. Thank you, and please take your seats. Professor Roy Chua, faculty, distinguished guests, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Lee Kong Chian School of Business Postgraduate Commencement Ceremony. Thank you for being here today to witness and celebrate the achievements of our graduates. Despite the pandemic, I'm grateful that we're able to gather and commemorate this milestone. The commencement opening ceremony for the class of 2020 took place earlier on 15 December, where SMU senior faculty declared the start of the ceremonies for this class. Let us take a look at the highlights.
On behalf of Singapore Management University, I am pleased to extend my warmest welcome to our distinguished guests, faculty, graduates, and family members. I hereby declare Commencement 2020 ceremonies open.
Completing your programs, taking exams, and seeking to commence your careers during a period of unprecedented disruption has tested the resilience, the resourcefulness, and creativity that SMU had sought to develop in all of you. We do believe in you, and we wish you all the very best and know you will continue to fly the SMU flag high and with honor.
Contentment comes from within, but family, friends, and basic physical comforts add to the richness of life's offerings. And if you, through the creation of your hands, improve the life of others around you, enrich, entertain, or illuminate, or even our world save, then you are blessed indeed. Congratulations to all of you, and Here's to very success on your commencement. Thank you.
I want to say that I'm glad to see so many of you again and to know that you are safe, well, and adapting to this new normal. I hope to be able to see you again soon, perhaps when you join our alumni events, whether virtually or in person as the circumstances allow, or perhaps you might take up a postgraduate course or even volunteer to be a mentor to your juniors. We look forward to you staying in touch with your alma mater.
I would now like to welcome Professor Roy Chua, Associate Dean of the Lee Kong Chian School of Business, to deliver his welcome address. Professor Roy Chua, please.
Good afternoon, colleagues, graduates, family, and friends. It is indeed a good afternoon for all our graduates today. You made it. You made it through graduate school here at SMU and also the worst pandemic in a century. I don't know which is worse. Perhaps if you have taken a class from me, graduating from SMU would have been a harder experience. But in all seriousness, though, I am so grateful that we could all gather here today. Living, like learning, is always better in person than it is on Zoom. And your presence here today marks an important life moment for all of you. What's more, your presence here today is a testimony to the perseverance both on your part and on the part of our nations. All of you have persevered through a rigorous program. You earned a master's degree in a highly specialized field, be it finance, innovation, human capital management, or corporate communication. You are now better prepared to solve the world's business problems, most challenging problems, using your specialized knowledge. Thankfully, our nation persevered too through this pandemic. And it did so with a respect for science. I think our experience, compared to those of other nations, proves that a science-based approach to problem solving is by far the best approach. I'm sure you have all heard of evidence-based management. It is what we teach you here at SMU for a very simple reason. It works. Just look at the nations that respected science and managed the pandemic based on scientific evidence and how they did in the long run compared to those that did not respect science as much. But merely making decisions based on scientific evidence and knowledge is not enough. We must also innovate using scientific approaches. And the pursuit of innovation itself requires perseverance. The two most effective vaccines that the world knows today, those by Moderna and Pfizer-BioNTech, are the product of scientific innovation. For many years, the mRNA technology was regarded as experimental or even useless by some people. I'm not sure whether you have heard of this scientist by the name of Katalin Karikó. Karikó is one of the pioneers in mRNA research. She toiled away for years at the University of Pennsylvania, pursuing her research, convinced that it could be used to fight viruses someday, only to be largely ignored and disrespected by her peers. Yet she persevered out of convictions in her research, Over time, other scientists picked up her work and took steps further to refine her work, until eventually, in the most important moment, all this scientific innovation paid off and had likely saved millions of lives. As a researcher who specializes in creativity and innovation, I must say this: let this be a lesson for you. Creativity and innovation are integral to problem solving. We teach this here at SMU, and it is a lesson that you all need to bring out into the real world, where surely you will need to solve problems that are very difficult and complex. All along the way, remember Kariko and her work. And when you see the same sparks of innovation at your company, do not be afraid to pursue it, persevere, and make the most of it. It is important to note, too, though, that the successful search for mRNA vaccines to fight COVID involves something else we emphasize here a lot at SMU: cross-cultural collaboration. It turns out that Kariko is a Hungarian scientist working at an American university. Pfizer developed its vaccine in partnership with a German biotech company. In a world with so many worldwide problems, cross-cultural collaboration is the only way to solve them. You graduate into a troubled world. The climate is changing, seemingly beyond our control, threatening the lives of millions. A rising superpower and a fading one, China and the United States, seem to be preparing for a Cold War, a new Cold War, or perhaps even a hot one, as they fight for global influence. Rogue actors, hackers, a lone hacker somewhere in some basement, that or some organized terrorists threaten world peace. And all of us see this and fret. What can we do? Actually, as business leader of the next few decades, you can do a lot. By leading with respect for science, innovation, and cross-cultural collaboration, you can solve problems at your company, and in doing so, you may well solve problems in the wider world. Perhaps one of you will be a genius that start a company that master carbon capture technology. Perhaps one of you will come to lead a company that brings the world together, even if some of its leaders are trying to tear it apart. Or perhaps you will only manage to persevere in some small way, lead with small steps that add up to something bigger, creating jobs and growing the economy. In any case, remember this: your experience at SMU will live within you. We are here for you if you need us. We are proud of you, and we are proud that we have helped to shape a new generation of business leaders. Remember, as you go out and solve problems, persevere, manage based on evidence, solve problems through innovation, and help unite a divided world. Happy graduation day, congratulations, and I wish you the very best in your journey ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor Roy Chua. Please remain on stage for the presentation of the degrees to the graduates.
Master of Human Capital Leadership, Chia Y.G. Chua Yen Ling. Juliana binti Johari. Lee Wei Min. Lim Hui Che. Louis Lo Chun Sing. Mark Chun Fai. Ng Run Qian. Ho Tek King. Ui Ang Ling. Saranya Venkat. Srinidhi Vilangadu Srinivasa. Tan Lu Si Erin. Tai Wee Ling. Wong Chi Xian. Yamini Singh. Yong Qian Hui Philippe. Yong Si Min Jaslyn. Tan Wei Ting Carrie. Master of Science in Communication Management, Abbas Ali Muhammad Irshad. Chai Yen Bin. Natalie So Mei Lin. Ng Lok Lok. Shanaz binti Taufiq Ahmed. Sim Chin Wee. Tan Yui Ling. Wong Sin Lee, Jacqueline, Mrs. Jacqueline Leben. Yap Lee Ling. Master of Science and Innovation, Anitilia Laufo. Ayendra Vajirapani Bulat Singgala. Boy Peng Yu, Kenny. De Castro Nicholas Sien Ming. Koo Gim Ho. Licia Suchipto. Lo Jia Le. Muhammad Khairul Nizam bin Zulkifli. Raymond Tan Ki Meng. Xu Hu Hua. Simon Xia Ching Yuan. Master of Science in Applied Finance, Chen Ziling. Ho Jin Yi Nicholas. Li Hong Xia. Lim Jun Ling. Shruti Rajasekaran. Wu Ting Xiong. Johannes Felix Surya.
Thank you, Professor Roy Chua, and may we invite you back to your seat, please. With that, we have come to an end of this commencement ceremony. Thank you for coming and congratulations to all Lee Kong Chian School of Business graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated as our Dean and faculty take their leave. Graduates, please follow our usher's directives to exit the hall. Parents, please remain in your seats. Our ushers will direct your zones out of the hall one at a time. In the meantime, please share your feedback with us via the QR code up on the screen or from the commencement website. I'm Vanessa, and thank you, and please continue to stay safe.